In our tutorial today, I will be using the 32 at a time method for making half square triangles. If you want more details about this method, check out my video here where I go through the steps in more detail. In this tutorial, I'm going to use that method with my fat quarters. I have these two adorable fat quarters that I'm going to cut into 18-inch squares. But first, I'm going to starch and iron them. I always starch and iron my fabrics before cutting. I believe your measuring and cutting are so much more accurate that way. Also, if you're making blocks like these half square triangles and you're working on the biased edges, I have found that starch gives the fabric more structure and I can avoid problems with those biased edges. If you want to know more about my fabric preparation recommendations, then check this video out that I have for you. So let's get this fabric ready to cut. My fabric is starched and pressed, and now it's time to cut my squares. One tip for you, with fat quarters, you always want to make sure of the actual size before planning. Sometimes fat quarter size can vary depending on where you are purchasing them from. Now I want to make 3.5 unfinished half square triangles. So I will cut a square to 16 inches. That will give me 32 3.5-inch half square triangles. If you need additional help with the quilting math for this and other methods for making half square triangles, check out my ultimate half square triangle guide, which you can download from the comments below. Next, I like to use friction pins for marking. I'm going to mark my lines on the wrong side of one of my squares. I've chosen the lighter one. Again, if you want a more detailed tutorial for this 32 at a time method, then check out this video. Using some of the great suggestions from my viewers in that video, I'm actually going to use two colors of friction pins. I will use the red to mark the center horizontal and vertical lines because I will not be sewing around those lines, only cutting. And I'm using black for the other lines. Now that I have all of my lines drawn, I'm going to place this right sides together with my other square. And since we're dealing with a larger square of fabric, I like to pin in areas away from where I will be sewing, so I don't need to move the pins as I sew. Next, we will be sewing on both sides of all of the diagonal black lines, not my center vertical and horizontal lines that I drew in red, which is why I drew them in red. And as I mentioned, that was a great suggestion from some of the viewers on my other video. And I really find that that helps me remember which lines to sew around. So remember, the red horizontal and vertical center lines, those will be our cutting lines. We will be sewing on both sides of all of the diagonal black lines. So let's take this over to the sewing machine. And so now that we have everything sewn, we will begin our cutting. Again, I'll be cutting on all of the drawn lines, including the red one. And that's actually where I like to start first, because once we make the center cut, then we have 4 smaller quadrants that are much easier to trim. Okay, now that I have cut these down, you can see I have much more manageable pieces to work with. And this is where I like to use my rotating cutting mat. It's much easier. I have a Martelli Notions rotating cutting mat that I really like because it spins so much smoother than the other ones that I've tried. And now I can cut each of the 4 quadrants of my squares much easier. The first trim that we're going to make is along the center of the block in both directions. And then the great thing about a rotating cutting mat is you just gently lift your ruler and turn the mat instead of turning the fabric and disturbing it. And then lining up again, we'll be cutting along this center line. All right, and now we have 4 units, and we'll be cutting along the drawn lines on each of these. If you don't have a rotating cutting mat, don't worry. Just if your fabric moves or shifts while you're cutting, just push it back together again and continue trimming. If you're familiar with other half square triangle making methods, you'll notice now we have the 2 at a time method on each of these sections. And we'll just trim on the drawn lines. And now we have 1 quadrant of our half square triangles. Look at that, how adorable. And I'm going to continue trimming the rest of them. Okay, I have all of my squares cut and my half square triangles are ready for trimming. There are so many specialty trimming rulers out there, and some of them are amazing. Rulers like the perfectly slotted trimmer actually have you trimming your half square triangles before you press, but today I'm going to show you how I trim with a regular quilting ruler. So I'll go ahead and press these and then we'll trim together. Also, usually with half square triangles, I would press to the darker side. However, in the project that I'm going to make, based on the layout, I want to be able to match my seams so it would be easier with my seams pressed open. I won't technically be able to nest the seams, but I will be able to match them to keep my points, and then also it's going to reduce bulk in the layout that I have. So let's get these pressed. Okay, now that I have all of my half square triangles pressed, I'm ready to trim. One of my favorite rulers to use are the Creative Grids rulers that have hole sizes marked on one side. These are in white, and then when you rotate it, you can see the half sizes on the other side. These are usually much easier for me to see, and you may find the same. I'm going to be trimming these to 3.5 inches, so I'm going to use this side with the 3.5 inch marks clearly marked. I'm also sticking with my rotating cutting mat, which will make things much easier as well. No rotating of the blocks as I trim, you just rotate the mat instead. The measurements that I recommended in my Ultimate Half Square Triangle Guide allow you plenty of room for trimming, and I like this because it gives you the opportunity to trim on all 4 sides of your block and make sure that it's the exact side that you need. So if you happen to have something that's a little wonky or a biased edge is a little stretched out, then you have some room for trimming that away. Now what we'll do is find our diagonal line on our ruler and then line this up with the diagonal line on our block. Because we want to trim on all 4 sides, I'm not going to align the 3.5 inch mark with the edges of my block just yet. I want to move it in just a little bit so that I have enough room to trim once here and then once again. I've zoomed in a little bit more so that you can see this clearer. I have my diagonal line lined up with the diagonal line of my block. I have room for trimming here, and then also I have room for trimming in this area here. We'll hold our ruler firmly and make the first 2 cuts. And then now we will line up the 3.5 inch mark with the trim edges of our block. And we can line those up exactly because we know that we just trimmed that. Line up our diagonal line of our block, and then you can see we have additional room for trimming on these 2 remaining sides. And now we have a perfectly trimmed half square triangle. And you can see there's not too much fabric waste in this method, but it's just enough to make sure that you have a perfectly trimmed half square triangle. I'm going to finish trimming up the rest of my half square triangles and I'll meet you back over here. And now I have my beautifully trimmed half square triangles, 32 of them. So this is going to wrap up part 1 of this project. I hope you enjoyed the fun tutorial on making the 32 at a time half square triangles. And if you want to follow along with me for the fun project that I'm making with these, this cute little zipper pouch, then pop over and watch part 2 with me. I've linked it above here for you. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and if you did, give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment below and let me know what you're going to make with your half square triangles. And don't forget to visit my new Quilt Academy community. Doors are opening soon and I don't want you to miss it. And also, don't forget to download your Ultimate Half Square Triangle Guide. Links to both and all the products I used today are listed in the description below. Thanks for sewing with me today, and I'll see you next time.